to episode 1 of my channel. I'm Monica. This is the Worsted Witch. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you for coming back. I do have an introductory video where I introduce myself and my background in knitting, and I share a couple of projects that I'm working on that I will talk about today. So welcome to my channel. Welcome back. This channel is mainly going to be about knitting and all of my adventures in knitting and just all of the things that I get up to. It's in the same style as all of the podcasts that we know and love, but I just have a hard time calling this a podcast because I don't know, I just can't get over the fact that I'm not on any podcasting platforms and that videos aren't podcasts. Sorry. So I can't call this a podcast, but it's in the same style, and this is just my knitting channel, or my knit tube as I like to call it. But yeah, welcome. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I have I have three finished objects to show you today. And let's just go ahead and get started. If you don't want to hear my rambles, all of the everything that I talk about will be in the description below if I'm savvy enough to put it in there, and with the timestamp so you can kind of check that out if you'd like. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I have to show you today is the beautiful Starflake shawl. Here it is. I probably can't get the whole thing in the camera, so apologies for that. It is quite large. This is the Starflake shawl by Stephen West, and I knit this Starflake shawl fairly recently. I would say I finished this. This yellow, like neon yellow with a few orange speckles and some gray speckles, that is a yarn that I absolutely fell in love with the color. It is a yarn by Hedgehog Fibers. They're skinny singles. It is the color Boa. So it's a really beautiful, hopefully you can see that, just a really beautiful neon kind of variegated colorway. And then this grayish black, I suppose, but it comes out more gray, is Dream in Color, their smooshy yarn, I want to say. I wrote it down. Let me see. Yeah, Dream in Color yarn smooshy fingering weight in Black Pearl. That's the colorway. So it's a really beautiful kind of, well, when I bought it, it looked a little bit black, like it looked blacker. And then when I got it, it was really, really gray. So it came out like that. But I think it came out quite nice, and I'm really happy with it. I cannot wait to wear it when the weather's a little bit colder out here in Washington, which is where I'm coming to you from. Apologies. I am also in front of a window because in Washington State, we've been a little bit rainy, which is probably not new for Washington State. We've been a little bit rainy over the past few days, and so it's kind of hard to find like a good lighting space, but I think we're good here in front of the window, so that's fine. But yeah, so this is this Starflake shawl. I loved it. It was such a beautiful knit. I believe the Starflake shawl was the mystery knit along that Stephen West holds every year. I believe it was 2019's mystery knit along. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was the right year. I didn't participate in the mystery knit along that year. 2020 was actually the first year that I participated. And anyway, but this is the 2019, I believe, mystery knit along shawl, and it's really beautiful. It starts right here at the top in the middle. It starts with these sort of Starflake shapes, and then it moves on into these chevrons here with some yarn overs, and then it moves into the brioche. And if you'll know from my introductory video, I was really, really scared to do brioche. Once I did it, it was really, really easy for me. At least I don't find it to be too difficult. And I really just kind of was like, oh yeah, let's try this. It was totally fine. And then once I got it, I feel like brioche is one of those things that like once you get it, it's not hard. And yeah, I would just encourage anybody who hasn't tried brioche to try brioche, because it's not really too bad. And you can actually even do this shawl, because this brioche, if you can see, is not really that difficult. I mean, you have some decreases and increases, but it's not really too bad. So I would encourage you to try it if you haven't. But he does have this shawl with, if you don't want to do the brioche, you can do, I think it's a garter ridge or a garter stitch that he has, the sort of alternative version. I want to say that's it. I'm not sure if that's right. But yeah, I wouldn't be afraid to try the brioche though. Feel free to try it. It's not too bad. If it takes you a few tries, it takes you a few tries. But I know that there's several people here on YouTube, as well as Stephen West, I think himself, who has some brioche how-to videos. So yeah, feel free to look it up. They're really, really helpful. And yeah, I would just encourage anybody to try it. And then of course it ends with this sort of wavy edge that I really loved. So yeah, so this is my Starflake shawl. I don't remember what date I finished this, but I want to say it was in July at some point. Anyway, I love it. I can't wait to wear it when it gets a little bit cooler, because right now it's like in the high 60s, 70s, and it's just a little too hot to wear it. But yeah, so that is the Starflake shawl. And then the next one that I have to show is this one. This is my Stroll. This is the Garden Stroll Stole by SweaterBabe on Ravelry. It is a gorgeous, I believe, I don't really know what a stole is supposed to be, but it's kind of like a scarf. So it's like just a larger, like a wider scarf, I guess. Anyway, I wear it like a scarf, or you can also wear it like a wrap too. Anyway, it's beautiful. The Garden Stroll Stole, you can't really see the pattern in this yarn that I use, but either way, I'm really, really happy with it, and I absolutely love this yarn. This yarn, but you can't really see it. Anyway, here's the pattern. It's got these like little leaves here, and then of course some like yarn overs right there, and a few, like it has a cable right here as well. But it's just a really beautiful, really easy knit by SweaterBabe. This yarn that I use, that you can't really see the pattern too well on, but I'm still happy with it. This yarn is 100% alpaca yarn, and I don't remember, it's a yarn here that was from an alpaca farm here in Washington State. I know it was local, but I don't know the name of the farm that this is from, unfortunately, or the name of the alpaca, because sometimes they put like the alpaca's name on there, and I don't know any of that. The reason being is because here in Washington State, we used to have the yarn festival every year called Madrona, and that was the big yarn festival down here in Washington, or up here rather, in Washington State. And I think it was 2018 or 2019, one of those years was the very last year for Madrona. I guess the people that put it on every year have decided that they can't put it on anymore, or that they don't want to, I don't know. They don't have it anymore though. So it's no longer, but I think in 2018 or 2019 was the last year, and my mom and her friend attended it, and for whatever reason I wasn't able to go, but I did ask her, my mom, to get me this yarn. I asked her to get me alpaca yarn that was undyed and in this darker brown color, and she did. She got me this beautiful skein of yarn, and it came with like over 600 yards. It was like a lot of it, and I used up all of the yardage for this stole because I just wanted to make sure I used it all. But anyway, it was just a joy to knit with. I really, really loved the alpaca yarn. I wish I could tell you which farm in alpaca it was from, but I can't, so it's okay. But yeah, this is the Garden Stroll Stole by SweaterBabe here. And I will have all of these projects that I show you, I'll have all of them linked below. Well, the Ravelry link below, so if you want to check those out, feel free to do so. The last thing that I will show you that I have finished today, one of my last finished objects, is this. This is the Shift Cowl by Andrea Mowry. This is the Shift Cowl that I knitted. I knit this for my mom, actually, so I gifted it to her, so it is hers. But I bought this yarn. I did use the, what is it called? Spin Cycle yarn for this. I bought it as a kit at this yarn, well, they're a yarn shop that I have to go visit, but I still haven't been there in person yet. But they're a yarn shop called, oh gosh, I'm gonna mess it up. Starlight Knitting Society in Portland, Oregon. So I bought one of their kits. I can't remember which color is which, to be honest, but I know the 3 colors that I used were the dyed-in-the-wool Spin Cycle yarns. I used Heartseye, Grumpy Birds, and Mississippi Marsala. And I can't remember which one is which, unfortunately, because I used up all of the skeins of yarn. But it was just 3 skeins of the Spin Cycle dyed-in-the-wool, and I can't remember, like I said. But the Spin Cycle yarns, if you've ever worked with them before, you know, but they're variegated, so they kind of go in and out of the colors. So like it went from yellow to blue, and then I got some pink in there and some orange as well. But yeah, it turns out to just this really beautiful, really easy pattern, and you just kind of sew it up here in the back once it's blocked and done. But yeah, really easy pattern. Not much to say about this one. I will say about the Spin Cycle yarns, the dyed-in-the-wool, really nice to work with, by the way. If you haven't gotten a chance to get some Spin Cycle yarn, I would highly recommend it. It's very, very nice. A little expensive, but it is nice. A little thing about that, though, I was kind of worried because I don't know if any of you out there are like this, but my mom cannot wear like straight wool next to her skin because it's a little bit itchy and scratchy, and she has a hard time doing that. I do too. I can't wear it for very long. It's kind of it just gets a little bit too much. So I was a little bit worried that this wool, this dyed-in-the-wool, was going to be itchy and scratchy for her when she put it on, because this is obviously a cowl and you put it on over your neck. But she says that it's actually not itchy at all, and she could totally wear this like all day, which she has done before. So yeah, so that's one thing of note for the Spin Cycle yarns, another reason to try them out. But yeah, I really, really loved this pattern. It was really, really easy. You just do a little bit of color work here, but it's nothing too crazy. A very easy pattern, very quick as well. If you're looking for something quick to knit, I highly recommend this. Okay, so let me actually just go ahead and get into works in progress today. If you watched my last video, if you watched my introductory video, and you feel free to go back and watch that, but if you watched that video, you will know that I am working on a couple of things. I showed a couple of things that I'm currently working on, one of them being the Broadleaf sweater by Wool and Pine Designs. I still have not finished that, but you know what? My first video came out on Labor Day, which was September 6th. At least that's when I filmed it. And it's only September 20-something. 23rd. Yeah, it's September 23rd. So it's fine that it's not done, but yeah, let me just go ahead and show you. This is my sweater. I'm still on Sleevestown, obviously. Here she is. She's beautiful. Every time I look at her, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want her to be done so I can wear it. It's so pretty. I love it. I am on the end of this sleeve here. I'm just finishing up doing the ribbing. I'll probably finish that up later tonight and then be done with this sleeve, and then I can move on to the next sleeve. But yeah, so here's my Broadleaf by Sweater and Pine. I absolutely love this sweater. This was knit with, I think I went over this in my last video too, but this was knit with Miss Babs yarn. Both of them were Miss Babs yarn. The dark one, the dark color here that the sleeve is in, is called Dark Fury, and the variegated colorway in the middle is called Bewitching by Miss Babs. Yeah, I loved that yarn, Bewitching, and I loved Dark Fury, and I loved this pattern, and I just thought, I'm gonna knit this yarn with this pattern because I think it would just be beautiful. And I did. It turned out really, really nicely, but I am ready for it to be over. I'm ready for it to be done. And like I said, I'll just finish up this sleeve and then I'll move on to the next. And hopefully we can just be done with this sweater so that I can wear it because it's so pretty and I just want to wear it. My gosh. Anyway, that was my first sweater too. I've never knit a sweater before, and this was my very first sweater, which was a little ambitious, I gotta say. A brioche sweater for my first sweater was a little, I don't know what I was thinking with that. I was thinking, oh yeah, I know how to do brioche now. It'll be easy. And it was relatively easy, but it's just taking me longer than expected. I don't know. Yeah, I love that pattern. Also, in my last video, you will know that I am working on and trying to keep track of through these videos my Slipstravaganza blanket. The Slipstravaganza blanket is by Stephen West, and I will show you how far I've gotten since September 6th. So when I started this pattern, it was June 28th, I want to say, and so it was a little bit a while ago, but I was just excited about my yarn coming in for this pattern and I had to like start it right away. So that's why I started it so early, but I did put it down. I took a long break from it. I want to say like about a month or even two, maybe a month and a half. So it doesn't look like I got very far. And then I picked it back up semi-recently. I want to say like late August, early September. And the first video I filmed, like I said, was September 6th. And since then, I have gotten quite far. I am really, really happy with my progress on this. Here we go. Let me show you. This, and of course this is all bunched up, so you can't really see it too well, and I can't really unbunch it because there's so many stitches on the needles right now that it's difficult for me to like unbunch it up. Anyway, but you can see here, I've gotten to the bubble section, woo, which is section 4. So section 1 is the dot there in the middle. It's the garter dot. And then section 2 are the honeycomb section. And that is where I was. I was at the end of the honeycomb section on September 6th. So since then, I have finished section 3, which are these columns here, these columns of slip stitches. And then section 4 is the bubble section. I will insert a picture somewhere so you can see what the finished object is supposed to look like. But I am in the bubble section right now. I have moved on to the second color. I've gotten one color done, which is the first one, and I moved on to the second one. And yeah, so it doesn't look like I've done a whole lot because that's not like a big jump. Like from here to here is not like a huge jump, But if you remember, in the first video, I had about 380 something stitches on the needles at the end of the honeycomb section, so right about here. And since then, the column section was like 480 stitches, and the bubble section is 786 stitches. So there are 786 stitches on the needle right now, and that's why it's all bunched up. These are 60-inch circular needles that I'm using. I do have another pair of the 60-inch circulars, and I think at some point I'll probably move into using 2 pairs of needles for this just one project, which will be the first time I've done that. I've never had to like use 2 needles or 2 pairs of circular needles for one project. But that's how big this blanket is getting. So I think I'll do that pretty soon because it's getting a little bit tight and a little bit too bunchy for me on these needles. But I'll have to purchase some of these stoppers first because I literally only have this set. I don't really have any stoppers because I never really used them before, but I'll have to just purchase more of those. I might even purchase a 3rd set of needles, so I don't know. But yeah, you can see here's the beginning of my round, my little stitch marker, my little egg from Hook and Light. She's a yarn shop on Etsy. I'll link her below. She's just keeping track of my round there. So yeah, so this is my Slipstravaganza blanket. It's coming along. It's coming along. So September 23rd, I am now on the bubble section. Woohoo! I'm so excited. Anyway, that is that one. Put this away correctly so that it doesn't fall out when I grab it. Okay, so those are the 2 projects that I showed in my first video. Still working on both of them, obviously. I do have a couple of other things. No, one other thing to show you that I'm currently working on, and that is my gloves. I am working on a pattern called Mary's Gloves by Dagmar Mora. Mary's Gloves by Dagmar Mora. I'll link it down below. The yarn that I'm using for this pattern is Cloudborn Fibers yarn. It is a Highland fingering, and the colorway is just this really pale pink. It's called Petal. So it's this really beautiful kind of pale pink color. Highland Cloudborn Fibers. I really, really love it. It's a really nice yarn to work with if you haven't before. But these are Mary's gloves. Well, I finished one glove. I'm currently working on the 2nd glove right now. But these are Mary's gloves. Let me go ahead and just slip it on so you can see. But Mary's gloves were, they are a Downton Abbey inspired pattern because obviously, right? Anyway, they're a little bit like tight, but anyway, I think I knit tight for some reason. But these are my first pair of gloves, so I'm really happy with how they turned out. I do have to put the buttons here on the mascatere opening, but yeah, either way, and I have to block it obviously, but they turned out really quite nice. Hopefully I'm getting good shots of it. You guys can see it really, really well. They come with this beautiful lace edging here, the 3 lines, I don't know what you call that, on the hand, and the mascatere opening as well in the bottom. They turned out really, really beautiful. I've always wanted a pair of longer gloves, and I just decided to go ahead and knit my own. I'm really loving them so far. Like I said, I'm still just on the 2nd one, but they're really, really nice. I can't wait till the weather gets colder so I can wear them. But yeah, these are my Mary's Gloves by Dagmar Mora. They're very, very nice, very, very beautiful. You can knit these, I think the pattern has, oh, it does have, I don't think, I know. It does have a shorter version, so if you don't like the longer opera style gloves, you can knit the shorter cuff length, which is the same pattern here. It's just closer on your wrist. So they stop, like, I want to say like around here. So it's obviously shorter. They do have that version, which I'm thinking about knitting as well. I'm gonna finish these opera gloves for myself. These are for me. And then I might knit the shorter ones for maybe one of my nieces or something. I think that would be really nice. So yeah, but here are the opera gloves, the Mary's gloves by Dagmar Mora. I'm really, really loving them. I can't wait to finish those too. So that is all of the works in progress that I have to show today. I have more, just, sorry, I had to just adjust the way I was sitting because I have my leg is asleep now. Anyway, I have more projects planned than I'm actually working on, so that's fine. Let me go ahead and share one of the projects that I do have planned. I don't know when I'm going to start this project because okay, I know in the first video I said that I wasn't going to have videos every week or every 2 weeks or all of that because I am a law school applicant this application cycle, and it is a whole thing. It's a process. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of work, and it takes up a lot of my time. But you know, I have decided that I want to make more videos because I want to just get involved with the knitting community online. Everybody's so loving and everybody's so encouraging and wonderful. And yeah, I want to get more involved, so I want to make more videos because I find these videos to be really a lot of fun. And yeah, I just have a good time. So let me just say that I do plan on making the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along this year. I did it last year for the Slipstravaganza shawl. Sorry if you can hear that. My dog is scratching at the door right now because he wants to come in here to this room, but I don't want to have him like jumping all over me and all over my knitting, so I'm keeping him outside. But he's like scratching at the door. He wants to get in so bad. So I'm sorry if you hear that. But I am making these, like I was saying, I was making the not Slipstravaganza, I'm making the Mystery Knit Along this year. I did it last year. We knit the Slipstravaganza shawl, or schlinket, as he likes to call them. I don't have that. I don't think I'll insert another picture because I did it in the last video, but yeah, it was just this really beautiful shawl. I showed you the one that he had for 2019. I didn't participate in that one. But this year, I am knitting this year's again. This will be my second year knitting the Mystery Knit Along. And this year's Mystery Knit Along is called Shawlography. So we will have that. But I am going to do a whole video series on that, and we start on October 8th, and so it's literally going to be all of October. And so I'll do sort of a blog that'll be like Vlogtober for the Mystery Knit Along, and I'll just kind of keep track of it on a separate series. So I'm not going to show you guys my yarn choices for that today. I'll go ahead and make another video soon, and I'll show you my yarn choices for that, and I'll just kind of introduce the Shawlography shawl, which I already kind of did anyway. But anyway, but since I am knitting that and doing a whole video series on that, I want to start, I'm going to show you the projects that I have planned, but I'm not going to start any of those projects probably until November, or when the Shawlography Mystery Knit Along is completed or semi-completed, or yeah, I'm just not going to start anything really new because I feel like I have what I'm working on. I have the 3 projects that I'm working on, and I feel like I can finish, like at least I can finish my sweater up before the Mystery Knit Along starts. But I don't know, yeah, I'm not going to start any of these soon, so, but I am going to show them to you. So the first one that I have planned is the, let's see, I wrote it down. I have planned the Beauceron sweater. This is the sweater that is, and I'll knit, oh my gosh, can't even talk. I will insert a proper photo of the sweater somewhere. I don't know where. So you can see. But it is a sweater designed by Delz. I'm not sure what his full name is. He goes by Designs by Delz. Apologies, I don't know what his full name is, but if I find it, I'll put it somewhere next to the picture. But I've planned the Beauceron sweater. This is the yarn. I did purchase the yarn for it already. This is the yarn that I have. Let me look up what kind of yarn this is. I didn't spend a whole lot of money on this yarn. So this is the Barocco Vintage DK yarn. This pink is called Ballet Slipper, and then I got a nice kind of oatmeal-y color to go with it. This color is actually called Oats as well, so it's like an oatmeal-y color with the pink, and I think they'll work really, really nicely together. Obviously I haven't started it. I'm not going to start it for a little while, but I've purchased the yarn. I have it ready. It's caked. So we'll get started on that at some point. But yeah, this is going to be the Beauceron sweater. Yay! So that is what I have planned for this yarn. Let's see what else I want to show. Oh, I do want to talk about this yarn. This yarn, I haven't started this either, and this yarn is not caked. But it is this beautiful Malabrigo finito yarn called Coffee Toffee. Beautiful, beautiful colorway. I have 4 skeins of this yarn, and if you can see, they're kind of like a taupey color with a little bit of mauve in it. They're not too variegated, but they are variegated. So yeah, I got this yarn because I want to make, and this is, I'm sort of taking, this is going to be yarn that's used for the Ranunculus sweater by Midori House. Midori Hirose. Midori Hirose. Apologies. I got inspired to knit the Ranunculus. I've never knit the Ranunculus before, but I got inspired to do so from Brogan on Woolly Witchcraft. I absolutely love her content and her channel. If you haven't checked her out, I highly, highly recommend her. She's fabulous. I think she's somewhere in Scotland. I want to say in Glasgow or near Glasgow. I can't remember. But shout out to Brogan. Hello. She has inspired me to knit the Ranunculus. I think she's on her 4th Ranunculus right now. Her last video was talking about how she's casted on a 4th Ranunculus. But I haven't knit one before, but I did purchase this yarn for it, and I'm very, very excited about this. This yarn is super, super squishy and just, it's so nice. I love it. But I haven't caked it or anything or worked with it at all. I'm very excited to start the Ranunculus, but like I said, I'm not going to cast this on until I'm sort of semi-done with the Mystery Knit Along this year, but I do have this planned. So can't wait to start that. I'm so excited about it, and I just wanted to show you. Also, I wanted to shout out Brogan because I absolutely love her channel. Yeah, so let's see. And then, oh, I'll show you one more thing. Let me just get into my boxes here. Oh, this is more comfortable. Like on my knees, this is more comfortable. It probably doesn't look more comfortable, but it totally is. Anyway, oh, it's not in this box. It's in this box. Here we go. Okay, so this yarn, oh gosh, this is like hurting my legs to be here on the floor. Okay, I have the Cinnabar Shawl by Andrea Mowry planned next, and I purchased the yarn for it because I have it planned, so I purchased the yarn, obviously. I don't know. Anyway, here's the yarn that I purchased for it. Let me just put these away. Hold on. My goodness. Okay. The yarn that I have here, I do have the Spin Cycle yarns dyed in the wool. This is in the colorway Devilish Grin. I purchased 3 skeins of that. So I have this kind of red color. The pattern recommends the Spin Cycle yarns for the other one, but it was a little bit too expensive. So I just purchased the Cascade yarns, Cascade 220 Sport Weight yarns, and I purchased this one in the just sort of gray color. It doesn't really have a name. Anyway, it doesn't really have a name. It's just gray. It just has a dye lot number, but it's but yeah, it's just a gray. It'll work really, really nicely with this red, and this is going to be yarn that I knit for the Cinnabar Shawl by Andrea Mowry. I'm excited to start this because I really, really love this yarn. I really, really loved this Spin Cycle yarns. Like I talked about with the Shift Cowl, they're just really, really nice to knit with. I don't know, I really enjoy the Spin Cycle yarns, and so yeah, I can't wait to cake these up and start on the Cinnabar Shawl. I'm thinking I want to start that. I might start this before the mystery knit along. I might just be totally lying and say that I'm not going to start something, and then I'll totally start it. I don't know. I might start it. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I have this yarn ready. It is ready to go. I'm ready to knit the Cinnabar Shawl. I might start it. We'll see. I'll update you guys. That might be a thing. I might be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to start it, and then I'll totally start it and be lying. I don't know what'll happen. Anyway. Also, so that's actually it. That's actually all of the projects that I have like planned. But I did want to show you guys, and I'm just going to go ahead and label this as sort of acquisitions, because I don't really know what I'm going to do with this yarn, and I'll show the yarn to you. I have some yarn that I've purchased that I don't know what to do with. Maybe you guys can help me out and figure out what I want to make with this. But I have yarn here. This is Lorna's Laces yarn, Shepherd Sock. So it's a superwash merino wool and 20% nylon yarn. This colorway was a colorway they did for Rhinebeck of last year. It was like a special colorway. It's called Friendsgiving. So I have 2 skeins of this, and the yardage, there's 397 meters or 435 yards of this yarn. So I have a good like 800 something amount of yardage for this colorway. It's variegated, it's really, really beautiful. I just don't know what to do with this yarn, but I had to buy it because it was so nice. And I have a yarn buying problem. And yeah, and I just purchased this and I loved it, but I have no idea what to do with it. So if you guys can help me out, if you have any suggestions, let me know. I have this. I also have, oh, this is a fingering weight yarn. I don't know if I mentioned that, but this is a fingering weight. I also have 3 skeins, 3 more skeins. These are just single skeins. This is yarn that I purchased from a dyer, and sort of a single dyer. She's over in Canada. I want to say she's in British Columbia. Anyway, she has a beautiful yarn shop called Cozy Posy Yarn Company, and this is all the 3 skeins that I bought from her are going to be fingering weight yarn. This color is called PSL for Pumpkin Spice Latte. So this is a yarn that I bought called PSL for Pumpkin Spice Latte. I have this one. I also purchased this one. This beautiful yellow is called Honey Bunny, which I love. It's a beautiful like muted yellow. Oh, it's just so, and this yarn is so squishy too. It's like squishy and soft, and I want to knit with it, but I have no idea what to make with it. So, and then I have this color, and this is a beautiful orange. It is called Pumpkin. Pumpkin. It's a beautiful orange. I love it. Not really sure what to do with these 3 skeins, but I have them. So, yeah, I don't know. They actually kind of go with this one. Don't they go a little bit? A little bit. They kind of go well together. I don't know what to do with them. We'll see. But I have it. So if you have any ideas, shout it out. Let me know. I also have, I don't know if I have it here. Let me see. Oh, I do have it here. There's more yarn that I don't know what to do with it. Like I said, I have a yarn buying problem. So I bought this because I absolutely fell in love with this color. And this is Miss Bab's yarn. It is their Estrellita fingering weight yarn. It is a superwash merino wool and 8% lurex. Not really sure what lurex is, but it is the yarn in coffee break color. Their Estrellita base has this, their fingering weight has this sort of like, maybe that's what lurex is. It's like a little bit of sparkle in there. Maybe that's what lurex is. I don't know. But anyway, I have this yarn here. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. Hopefully you guys can see that and I'm getting a good picture. This yarn is called Coffee Break. So it's this beautiful brown, and it's variegated obviously, and it has a little bit of blue, it has a little bit of yellow, light brown. Oh my gosh, it's just gorgeous. And I just, I want to knit with it so bad. I just don't know what to make. So here's another set of, I have 2 skeins of this. Let me see. I think there's 365 meters or 400 yards in both of these skeins. So I have 800 yards of this beautiful Coffee Break Estrellita yarn. I don't know what to make with it. Help me out. I don't know what to make with the yarn that I purchased, but I have a yarn buying problem. And I love that yarn, so I had to buy it. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to show you today. I don't really have a whole lot. Hopefully this video is not all over the place, and I can, hopefully I can just upload it as it is, because all of my little things where I can't find anywhere to sit is like just real life. Anyway, you can see that. Anyway, that's all I have to show today. I don't really have a whole lot, but like I said, I do plan on making the mystery knit along this year. I will have a separate video, like I said, just kind of introducing that mystery knit along and showing you my yarn choices and colorway for that soon. So hopefully I can film that this weekend and get that up for you soon. But yeah, that's all I have to show you today. Thank you so much for watching episode 1 of the Worsted Witch Knit channel. Like I said, I can't call this a podcast. I don't know what my problem is. I can't call it a podcast. My knit tube. Thank you. Thank you for watching my first episode of the Worsted Witch Knit Tube. I hope to see you back again, but until I do, happy knitting. Oh, like, comment, and subscribe. I have been told to say that because I was like making my first video and my parents were like, you should say what everybody says. Like, comment, and subscribe below. Hey. So like, comment, and subscribe, please. It doesn't cost you anything. I truly, truly appreciate it. I will put in the description below all of the timestamps, like I said, all of the links for the projects that I talked about today, so you have that if you'd like to check it out. I will also have some podcasters that I mentioned previously and today. I'll have those linked down below so you can check out their channels too. But other than that, happy knitting!